are watching Talking Point, and one of the big stories we are focusing on this morning is auto sales numbers. It was a mixed bag for most, but one winner which stood out was definitely Bajaj Auto. Very strong numbers in the month of August. You've seen that in the stock price as well. Overall sales for August came in up 16% year on year, higher than what analysts were estimating. Two-wheelers led the growth, 18% year on year, and commercial vehicles grew 11%. Domestic was also very, very strong, up 30%. So we're speaking now with Rakesh Sharma, ED at Bajaj Auto. Mr. Sharma, great to have you on NDTV Profit and talk with you this morning. Let's start with the August numbers. Though, of course, there's so much we want to unpack and so much happening with Bajaj. But let's unpack the August numbers first. And what, in your view, has revved up the domestic growth that we've seen for 30%?
Good morning. Well, it has been an unerring focus or strategy which we have been playing out over the last several quarters, which has been focusing on the top half of the motorcycle segment through targeted new product launches at different segments, beginning from 125cc and going up to 400cc. And I must say that all of them have driven the sales, and in particular, of course, something which has added incremental business to us, specifically last month in August, has been the new CNG bike, where we retailed about 5,000 units and invoiced our dealers about 9,000 units. So that further added to something which has been already on a roll for the last several quarters.
So what I'm trying to understand, Mr. Sharma, is that is this a one-off? Is this the new normal? Are you going to see this pace of growth? Is this, for example, a culmination of all of the efforts that have been made?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's not a one-off. We've been pursuing this strategy for several quarters now. There have been at least half a dozen product launches, ranging from the 125cc to the 400cc, which have split this 50% of the motorcycle business into different sub-segments. And all of these product launches, almost all of them, I think, have performed very well. So in combination, they have gone towards expanding our sales and providing a growth. And on top of that, the new CNG bike, which obviously is, again, not a one-off, but it is something which is a very substantive initiative into the value-conscious segment, which spans the 100 to 125cc landscape, and that has brought in incremental business. And we obviously, therefore, expect that as the Indian industry starts to be in the positive zone and continues to do well, we should, because of these things, continue to grow faster than what the industry is doing.
Great time to talk to you about Freedom 125. You talked about CNG. What are the volumes looking like? Do you have a ballpark number for the next 6 months? And will we see a larger portfolio, more in the CNG category?
Yes, for the moment, we are obviously wanting to cover the entire country with the CNG bike. We are in August, we were at about 32% of the coverage of the addressable market. Addressable market being those markets which are served by the CNG gas network. By end of September, we should be at 80%, and then in October, almost 100%. Wherever a CNG gas station is, this bike will be available in the stores of Bajaj Auto. Last month, we retailed about 5,000 units, and we are increasing capacity from 10 to 20,000 units in September, and preparing for a capacity of 40 to 50,000 units in January, February. And hopefully the retails will follow the same trajectory and be in that region.
So big scale up, more models in this category, or we push on Freedom for a bit?
Well, right now there are three models which have been announced, out of which two have been placed in the market. We will have very soon a third one which has been announced, and we are indeed evaluating a further expansion of the portfolio. But as you can imagine, right now the demand is teasing. I mean, the capacity is falling behind demand. So our first focus is coverage of the market and putting in the capacity. It is not, and we also want to observe very closely how this thing is unfolding, because it is an absolutely new category. And whilst there is a substantive benefit which the customer gets in terms of fuel economy and savings of the commuting bill, as well as having a very good bike, comfortable bike to ride on. But there is an ambiguity about the customer experience one gets at the filling stations of CNG. And a customer makes the choice by balancing both the benefits and the experience one gets. The CNG companies have been very supportive, but as the volumes increase, you can imagine that there will be a pressure on the CNG company. So therefore, we have to see what kind of role that experience plays on the expansion of the business. And therefore, while you're preparing for capacity, and the early feedback from the customers is very heartening, and we are very optimistic. But at the end of the day, we have to wait and see how these two positive and mitigating forces balance out.
Is experience of the customer also a factor when you're looking at your EV play? Because the EV segment has done very well this month. You've increased market share remarkably, one would say, eating into a large player who listed recently as well. Just wanted your commentary on how you are looking at the EV portfolio.
Well, like we have been saying, that this is a very important portfolio for us, because again, it is bringing in absolutely new business to Bajaj Auto. As you know, we were not in scooters, and the EV transition of ICE to EV, that transition is first happening in the scooters area. So it is bringing in absolutely new business, and we are chasing it quite vigorously. There has been a lot of work which has gone in on the supply chain side, both in terms of product chemistry development, as well as vendor development and new sources development, which when put together has not just reduced costs, but improved certainty of supply, increased capacity, which has allowed us to now distribute the Chetak, not just in the branded exclusive stores, which are very important to deliver a good customer experience, but also expand our reach dramatically by putting it in our motorcycles network, which now today, Chetak, by end of this month, should be available in about 3,000 stores. So this combination of exclusive stores and motorcycle stores is giving us a very, very good play. And coupled with the new product which we have launched, which is at a 1 lakh and below 1 lakh price, which has received which has got received extremely well. That has driven the market share very substantively. And we expect this to continue, and we will be very, very vigorously pushing for this customer.
More EV launches in the pipeline, Mr. Sharma, and more in the Chetak brand? Or will we see a premium kind of an EV play as well?
Well, Chetak has already got a premium offering, and their portfolio will expand. It will get renovated. There's a lot of work. Obviously, I cannot be precise about when these things will be done, but I can tell you it's not in the medium term. It's in the, let's say, next few months that you will start to see more in different types of Chetaks coming into the stores and on the roads.
Just trying to understand strategically, Mr. Sharma, that for those who are looking for an EV two-wheeler, does very large traditional brand like Bajaj Auto have an advantage over newer brands that are pure EV plays? Is this an advantage or a disadvantage? Trying to understand how you have read the market.
Well, let me say that today the customer is very savvy. And I don't think the customer is really, putting out labels like a traditional brand, legacy brand, startup. I think they are evaluating a machine, a product, a brand for what it is. Just because we are a 75-year-old company and we enjoy a lot of trust, that doesn't mean that we can get away with any product. We have to work very hard to satisfy the customer as the customer stands today with his and her needs and desires and requirements. So I think the customers are able to sort of look at both qualitative, quantitative, both the physical and the non-physical parameters very, very clearly. And therefore, these kind of things don't, at least in the customer's eyes, give you an advantage or a disadvantage. There can be other kinds of advantages which we have, which is, a very wide network, a deep supply chain and vendor network, and a very trained manpower. Those kind of which a new company has to build up. Those are different kinds of advantages. But in the customer's eyes, I think everyone stands equal. It's the product then which does the talking and the post-sales experience which a company can deliver,
Yeah,
whether it's
yeah.
a startup or a traditional company.
Okay, fair enough. But, the market share story is another one, it tells another story itself. Just a couple of more points, Mr. Sharma, that I'll take with you since I've had this opportunity to speak with you. Just want to know your take on flex fuels. This is something that the government and the minister has been talked about. Two-wheeler companies have also come in and said, yes, we will look at flex fuels. This is something that policy-wise is a big push. Wanted your take on this.
Yeah, I think it's a very important initiative. And what we believe is that our issues, as we have billions of people moving around, and the requirements of mobility are increasing exponentially, and we have to balance this with all the issues around the environment, etc. So when you take cost of acquisition, operating cost, environments, and different use cases which are there. Some people travel short distances, some people travel long distances. There are good roads, there are bad roads requiring large fuel, large wheels, small wheels. Then there is the whole fuel distribution network. When you put all this together, it becomes quite clear that a good solution for in a country like India would be having multiple fuel solutions which address different subsegments. There is no one single silver bullet which will solve all the problems and meet all the challenges. So we think that ethanol, CNG, electric, gasoline will coexist. And to some extent, if you see the three-wheeler business, today our dealerships in three-wheelers are selling diesel, petrol, LPG, CNG, electric, and very soon ethanol-based three-wheelers. So 6 fuel systems. And the reason for that is what it will take to address the problems as well as satisfy the requirements. So we are pushing hard to build a portfolio of flex fuel products also. And we feel that these can coexist. But of course, on the other side, is that the government and the public sector companies have to provide the infrastructure so that the customer can easily access the different kinds of fuels and make the choices and come close to making perfect choices.
Just a point on the FAME 3 regulations, and we are reporting, Mr. Sharma, that they could be coming in as soon as mid-September. Just want to understand if Bajaj Auto would be in play for this. Would you meet the localization norms? Does this work out for you in any way?
Yes, we are already meeting the requirements, and unless FAME 3 comes out with a completely different set of requirements, from whatever I've understood, there is been a lot of continuity between FAME 2, EMPS, and MPS to FAME 3. There has been good dialogue between the government and industry. which has allowed the industry to manage these transitions at the backdrop of the elections, etc. These transitions, I must say, have been not been disruptive, neither for the customers nor for the OEs. And therefore, we feel that similarly, EMPS should transition into FAME 3 seamlessly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rakesh Sharma. You know, we can go on and on, lots more to chat with you about, but always a pleasure to have you on NDTV Profit.